Okay, in this lecture, we are going to start our first module, that is corporate governance, risk management, compliance, and ethics. Here we have notes. I'm preferring some of the teachers' notes. You may prefer your own notes. I'm not suggesting you to buy these notes only. Any notes would work in the same way. Then, what is corporate governance basically? Corporate plus governance is equals to corporate governance. Then corporate governance means a set of basically a set of systems, procedures, policies, practice, standards put in a place by a corporate to ensure that relationship with other stakeholders, various stakeholders for which they are dealing in their day-to-day life, in their day-to-day affairs, is maintained in transparent and honest manner. In what is basically they want to say in this thing, that it's a set of system. Basically a corporate has established a set of system, policies, procedures, practices, standards, and what they want to ensure by this thing, by putting by putting these systems into a place, that they want to ensure that the relationship with various stakeholders is maintained in transparent and honest manner. Then only investors and stakeholders would interested in such company, or in such corporate. That would automatically enhance worth of such corporate. So basically, what every company wants, to have fame, to have name, to have a good relationship with their stakeholders, so that in future it doesn't problem doesn't arise. Now, this is a definition which is given by the ICSI. So we have to remember this definition, because we have to write this definition in the exam as it is. Okay, so you have to learn it basically like a ratofy. Now, corporate governance is the best application of best management practices. Okay, we are actually separating each part. It is application of best management practices, compliance of law in true letter and spirit, adherence to ethical standards for effective management, and distribution of wealth and discharge of social responsibility for sustainable development of all stakeholders. We know that what sustainable development is. Sustainable development means we are also using the resources, plus we are procuring that resources for further use by other generations. Okay, that is basically sustainable use in that manner that other generation would also get benefited by that product. Okay, so we know that this is such a sustainable development. So सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट बेसिकली इन हिंदी वी कैन से अपने अपना ही नहीं सोचना है, इस तरीके से किसी पर्टिकुलर एनर्जी प्रोडक्ट सोर्सेज को यूज़ करना है दैट अदर पीपल कैन ऑल्सो यूज़ इट. नाउ what is the features of corporate governance? Feature is that good corporate governance ensure corporate success. अगर good corporate governance होगी, that means definitely there is a corporate success and economic growth is also happening. Then strong corporate governance maintains investors' confidence. If such companies following strong corporate governance like Tata, like Infosys, then they maintains investors' confidence. Investors wants to invest more. Investor wants to retain in their funds in such company. As a result of which, company can raise capital efficiently and effectively. Okay, company can raise more funds basically if they are following proper corporate governance. There is a positive impact on the share price. Also, share price has a positive impact, means there is no negativity, there is no downfall in the share price of such company. It provides proper inducement to owner as well as managers to achieve objectives that are interest of shareholders and organizations. Means it provides pure inducement, where basically inducing owners and managers that you have to work in that direction for the benefit of the shareholder, for the benefit of the organization. It is in the best benefit of, and we have to maintain objective of such organization and the shareholders basically. Now, good corporate governance also minimize wastage, corruption. There is no wastage, there is no corruption, risk and mismanagement. So it also minimize wastage, corruption, risk management. When proper corporate governance has been following, then there are very less chances that someone will do fraud, someone will do any non-compliance. Non-compliance basically what? Non-compliance is basically, in terms of little bit theft, little bit chori, little bit, कि हाँ कोई देख नहीं रहा है, we are doing this and that thing. Corporate governance is basically what thing that when somebody is not watching you, you are following your path. Okay, somebody can trust you blindly. Okay, that basically the corporate governance means. It helps in brand formation, brand बनता है, and development. It ensures organizations are managed in a manner that fit the best interest of all. Means everyone wants whatever be the stakeholders, they want that company should run effectively, efficiently. Their amount has been increased. Their shareholder price has to be their share price has also be to increase. Then, so what corporate governance does? It basically ensure organization that it has managed in such a manner that is fit the best interest of all. But now, need of corporate governance. Why do we need it? Okay, so there are little bit camera problem. Okay, now we getting. Okay. Now, why do we need corporate governance? Basically, we need corporate governance for corporate performance enhancement. We want to enhanced investors' trust. It enhanced accountability of the company. It reduced risk of corporate crisis and scandals. It enhanced enterprise valuation. It helps in combating corruption. Corruption se ladne mein. This is the same point here. Now, better access to global market. When company is following all such compliance, that company can raise funds further outside of the territory also. No? Now, there are various theories which we need to read in this chapter. Here, corporate governance theory. First theory is agency theory. According to this theory, manager act as agent of the corruption. Here, manager act as an agent. There he is an agent who is protecting company, who is protecting investors for corruption. Now the owners set the central objective of the corporation. Owners basically set the central objective, that what is the objective of the company or organization for which they are running such organization. Then managers are responsible for carrying out these objectives in day-to-day work of company. Managers are responsible for carrying out these objectives. Basically, owners has decided, then managers are implementing in day-to-day affairs of the organization. Then, corporate governance basically is a control of management through designing the structure. They basically are designing a structure. Okay, like in company, what has happened that like in any organization, if you want to approve something that ठीक है ये manager को भेज दो, manager will further send it to his boss. Then there is a hierarchy. He will send further. Then automatically ऊपर से approval आता है. Then it is bifurcating to to each level. So this is basically a structure. Why we are making this structure? To be for the better compliance, so that fraud could be minimized. All power should not be only one hand. So, corporate governance is a control of management through designing the structure and processes. In agency theory, the owners, shareholders are the principals. Agency theory में who is the agent? agency theory में the owners, that is the shareholders, are principal, but principals may not have knowledge for skills for getting the objectives executed. Okay, thus principal authorize the manager to act as an agent, and a contract between principal and a agent is made. Under the contract of agency, the agency should act in good faith. He should protect the interest of principal and should remain faithful to goals. Okay, it's nothing to describe here, that shareholders are the principal here, and managers are agent here, and managers is responsible for ensuring the objectives to be achieved which shareholders has given him. Okay, basically this is the whole gist of this. Now, stockholder theory or shareholder theory. Stockholder theory. Stockholder, basically not stakeholders, it's stockholder. Okay, according to this theory, it is a corporation which is considered as the property of shareholders. Corporation which is considered as the property of shareholders, stockholders, they can dispose of his property as they like. Yes, they want to get maximum return of this from this property. Means from which property? They are talking about stock, they are talking about shares. They want that share price has to be increased. It goes to a higher level so that they could earn more profit. So okay, the owner seeks a return on investment. That is why they invest in a corporation. So the directors are responsible. Directors are responsible for any damage, harm done to the property. That is the corporation. The role of manager is to maximize the wealth of the shareholders. So it is an important line here, that the role of a manager is to maximize the wealth of the shareholder. Now, what is the stakeholder theory? According to this theory, the company is seen as an input-output model. Okay, company is a input-output model. And all the interest groups, which include creditors, employees, customers, suppliers, local community, and the government, are to be considered from their point of view. A corporation exists for them and not the shareholder alone. They are basically creditors, debtors, they are various vendors, suppliers, many other person are associated with the company. So they are saying that company has to work for the benefit of all, not for the shareholder alone. Okay, the shareholder price is increasing and we will give benefit to the shareholder only. What about the vendors? What about the day-to-day suppliers? What about the creditors who have put their money, who have given the money to the company, organization? They have also taken interest of such parties. So the manager and corporations are responsible to mediate between differences, shareholder interest, stakeholder interest. Stakeholder have to maintain peace with each other. Okay, the theory assumes that stakeholders are capable and willing to negotiate and bargain with another. This results in long-term self-interest. Okay, now stewardship theory. This is something which is important, relevant for examination. You could mark here important. So the word steward means a person who manages another property or state. Steward little, that is a different thing. Okay, so the word steward means a person who manages another's property or state, who is basically a guardian of such property. So guardian word you could say, or stewardship, steward, same meaning. So the managers and employees are to safeguard the resources of the corporation and its property and interest when the owner is absent. They have to take utmost care to the corporation and should not use the property for their selfish ends, not for themselves, because they have a charge to manage such property. They have not given the property to their own use. Okay, so the manager should manage the corporation as if it is their own organization, if they are their own corporation, not like a manager is basically appointed on a salary. So he should not work like that. Okay, मुझे तो बस salary लेनी है, after this I will quit this company, I'll join some another. whatever time he is spending in such company, then it is his responsibility to act in a diligent manner. Okay, so in a guardian, basically he has such property, he has a responsibility of such corporation. Then they are not agents as such, but occupy a position of stewards. The managers are motivated by principal objectives. And behavior pattern is collective, pro-organizational and trustworthy. Okay, now evaluation of corporate governance. We'll go with another lecture in this.